I'm gonna have my my aide there, the big guy in the small shirt. Can you protect him?
Extra medium.
Medium. Can you stand on the table for me? Watch your head, and don't have a seizure in front of this light that's right there. Okay. So he's going to guard you. What I'm going to have you do is stagger your stance with one leg in front of you. Good. So you're going to be just like that, except I want that foot right up here. Good. So this is going to go about 6 inches up from the calcaneus, so we're going right in the back of the leg. Good. This goes around hips.
So you're like right above
Okay, so the main thing is that the belt is pressure on there, so I'm pulling him forward, so that's giving me stability there. My hand is going to be on the talus, pushing backwards. If he is very sensitive, you can go with a broad hand, and that's perfectly fine. If you want to get more particular, you can get your fingers in there, but that is getting more pokey. So you want to interlace your web spaces, and I'm going to have you put your hand on my shoulder. And what we're going to do is, what is the repetitions for Mulligan?
3 sets of 10.
So this should be pain-free the whole time. He had that restriction in the front of his ankle. We need to get dorsiflexion back, so what I'm going to have you do is just lunge forward just like that as far as you comfortably can. Don't do it yet. I didn't want to go all the way, that's all. And so he's got you support, I got you support, and I just want you to go as far as you can each time. When you get to the end, just hold it for me for 2 seconds, okay? And I want you guys to see how when he comes forward, the treatment plane is going to change. So I'm going to go with it and drop my butt. So I'm compressing forward. He comes forward, go ahead. I drop my butt. 1, 2, and we're back up. I always have some pull on my butt just so that this doesn't slide down. And then come forward. Slow and steady, great. 1, 2, and then back up. Ooh, got more motion, good. That's 10 times. We reassess his dorsiflexion complaint. You know, usually it's because they're complaining of stiffness up front. Sound good? Mm-hmm. I think that's it. Before I say break, you can come down.
I close stop the video.
Okay. So stretching, you could do plantar fascia, self-mobilization, cross your legs, take your big toe, pull it back. Then you can mobilize the bottom of your foot with your finger. Gastroc soleus, knees straight, gastroc, knees bent. Soleus. There used to be a lot of studies out there about let's stretch the medial and lateral head. So you'd have people rotate their foot this way and this way to stretch. Not only did they find that to be incorrect and not work, but this is just personal preference. I find that you will see a big difference if you do your normal runner's stretch and invert and evert your foot. You should feel that stretch shift. So you could try that. And then soleus, you know, same thing, good, but you bend your knee, keeping your heel down, which I can't because I'm stiff as hell, but you got that. All right.
Stretching pains.
Hamstrings. The reason that's on there, other than it contributes to issues, is that usually you have full posterior cord pain. So you'll notice people will be restricted or short along their hamstrings, calves, etc. So if you have short calves, I would take a look at the hamstrings too. Strengthening, we discussed. The core muscles of the foot that Dr. Rodriguez worked on Sam with. You can take that same concept, that tripod maneuver, work on that with towels and marbles and some other functional activities. Ankle TheraBand is not about strength, it is about eccentric control. So you'll see that if you plantar flex, it looks great. Let it back slow and controlled, and you'll see it like this. That's usually what you want to work on, is that coordination. Dorsiflexors are usually strong unless there's a neuro problem. Balance. You guys told me about the different systems. So you have somatosensory, vision, and vestibular. Just be aware that, especially in the elderly, they fall mostly at night when they go to the bathroom because they do not turn the lights on. So what is commonly altered in people as they get older? What system for balance? Vision. Lights go out. That means they rely on their eyes, so they fall. Yes, they could have other issues too, but the whole night lights out part. Good. Nerve glides will go into a little bit more future. You got some other things. Heel lifts work well for Achilles tendinopathy to give them some rest because you're putting the Achilles in a slightly shortened position. And we're good. Okay. So, rear foot, you can practice all the techniques we did before, that's fine. But practice the grade 5 inferior first ray and thrust distraction and MWM dorsiflexion. Those are your 3 main new ones. Ready, go.